I've read stories about Tom Brady moving on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers late in his career, comparisons to you moving on to the Kansas City Chiefs. But the circumstances are different because you suffered an injury in the 1990 NFC Championship game, had to sit out a year, and then watched as Steve Young took the job from the sidelines. And that year, in 1990, you're the AP Player of the Year. You had just come off back-to-back Super Bowls. And I'm sure it felt very abrupt for you in that moment. Do you think about that hit and how that changed the trajectory of your career? And is there any what-ifs about that hit from Leonard Marshall?
No, it's not the hit. It was the process that took place after that, and how it was handled, that the whole transition, to Steve, I think was the most difficult part, where I wasn't afforded even to compete for the job. And that's, like you said, I was just Player of the Year, and we were on the way to the third Super Bowl when I got hurt, as far as I knew. And, nothing, somehow that changed along the way. And not to be afforded at least an opportunity to compete for the job, I think was the most difficult part. I could understand if I had had a bad year, but statistically, I just had one of the better years of my career that year, and followed the two prior to that, I should say, is we won 2 Super Bowls. So, I just thought that the way it was handled was not done properly the way it should have been. And everybody, when you're in this league and you get hurt and you're started, unless you're not 100% when you come back, you usually get your job back. And I wasn't even asking for that. I just wanted to be able to compete. And they said, they wouldn't let me do that. So I knew I had to move on because I didn't want to finish my career on the bench.